Yeah, hello, what's up, man? Sometimes the phone trips. I don't know if it's the phone or the network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were saying the Joker.
Yeah, first topic. Uh, okay, I have mixed expectations. I truly hope, because all biasness aside, I'm a DC guy, because those are the first superheroes like I fell in love with. So I would really want them to do well, to at least redeem themselves. They've had a bad record so far in terms of movies. And in terms of this, the multiverse they were trying to create, it hasn't really been going well. So I hope this is a clean slate. But I heard that this is just a one-off thing, a one-off film.
Yeah, I think it's setting it more like different timeline or alternate reality in a sense. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
not tied into the multiverse, the one which they're building on. But
yeah,
for me, like the Joker, how they, from what I saw in the trailer, it's more like how a realistic portrayal of the Joker. In a sense, like it's more like those my movies are like those my drama slash more
crime
like
drama kind of
yeah
things.
kind of thing like where like they delve into his psyche, not really his psyche, but his emotional
Yeah,
motivation and stuff like that. Like, come on, this is the Joker. Some things are supposed to be left to be mysterious in a sense.
yeah, yeah, true. I feel like he's such a tricky character to tackle. It's either you succeed or you lose. There's nothing like in between.
Yeah,
So
even even the thing like even though I hate Chan, there was some that Christopher Nolan Batman. What's that? What is
The
what's that?
Dark Knight.
Yeah, if, even though I don't really like that movie, at least I could understand the mystery behind the Joker. Like no one knew his
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
identity, even to the end of the movie. No one knew who he was.
Hmm.
Now, like for the Joker, if you try to make it like the beginning, how he went crazy, like it takes away from the Joker. Because the Joker is just mad in a sense, like insane,
Yeah, yeah.
an insane person acting even more crazier than normal. Because like
Mm.
okay, even just but okay, for me, I don't really like but over the years I started to despise Batman. It's more like Batman is just fan service for the fans. No more money at Chabere.
Oh, like he's like in the beginning, the filmmakers behind the Batman movies or the Batman stories.
No,
Like,
the whole thing, like from the cartoon to the live action, like just the whole Batman character. The more I look at it, it's more like this is just fan service. Just like
no, okay,
what
yeah,
an actual fan would like be like. Just like I don't know what I said, like it's just fan service for people. Like there's some compelling stories of Batman. Yes, there are, and that I can't deny. But some stories like what is he even doing? Like how can you show up to an intergalactic gunfight with a knife
yeah,
and
true.
win? You
Agree.
and you go toe to toe with this dark side and say like you or even Dan and I acknowledge that among other humans, like more like every bad guy kind of like acknowledges like this is the guy like Shad, like you know that thing like if he's a smart villain you acknowledge no, this guy is very smart, like he's almost at my level or is like two steps behind me. That kind of thing like you know, like this is the smartest person I've came across. You know that kind of thing like a hard tip thing. So it's like even the that's why I don't even like that thing, like a guy. He's just a normal human. I if maybe like superpowers, yes, I can understand, like, or he was enhanced in a certain way, but not all the time. Like he's one doing almost everything like Shan. Like, and if no Superman, yes, I can understand.
Yeah, I truly I get your point. On that part, it's very hard to relate to Batman because, like, in short, Batman always wins. Let's
Yeah.
just put it, yeah, and that's as we all know. No matter how great of a champion you are, you will lose. No one is just 100% on top.
Hmm.
Even some, like, compared to real life, some people have a good record, like they've been winning for a very long time, but
Yeah.
they've had near losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like Batman always wins. Like it's inevitable, more like that. So yeah, it's very hard to relate to him in that aspect. I also feel the same about the Joker. Like
Mm.
I remember there's some guy who does reviews on YouTube. So
Yeah.
there's a time like he does reviews of, first he'll do a pre-review, like pre-movie release review, kind of more like overview.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like more like what to expect.
Yeah, yeah.
So I remember there was that emoji movie. Uh, then I remember he did pose a question like, one thing I always ask myself as a critic, does this movie really have to exist? Does this story need to be told? Some movies are just,
If I were him, I would be asking such questions. Like, no way.
uh,
You won't have a job in it if you ask those same questions. Like, nigga, keep those thoughts to yourself.
okay, that's a good one. Let me start complaining again.
Uh,
Anyway, like he was like, some movies like
yeah.
just like it's just there because no one has.
Hold on. Before you go further, what's up with your phone? You're using your cheaper earphones again.
No, no, no. What's up? It's noisy.
No, it's going like in and out, like kind of like more like you're going in and out of like that kind of thing. Like the voice goes up, then goes down a notch, like kind of thing.
No, it's on loudspeaker actually.
Alright, cool. Go ahead.
Is it better now? It's now on
Yeah,
standard
it's
earpiece.
that
Oh, okay.
standard.
Yeah, that's what I like. And I remember that question got me thinking. Like some movies, they feel more like it's just there to, because no one has ever done an emoji movie. So let's just be the first guys to do an emoji. Like there's no really substantial story behind it. Then you can come up with a story with anything, like in any world, right? Because it's a world that no one has ever explored. So you just come up with a story just to say, no, we were the first ones to release such a movie. So
Yeah.
I feel like because no one has really because
Or like a
this
movie like really centered around him than
yes
yeah, but for the
I
joke, ah, for instance, who's directing the same movie? Do you know? But do you happen to know the director?
who's this guy who's that the Godfather guy was part of the production crew but he had to leave to go and direct another movie.
Uh, Scorsese. Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese, yeah.
He was like the executive producer or kind of thing.
I don't know if he was the producer or co-director, but among the main guys. Then he
Oh,
had to leave the movie. So okay, yes,
how
definitely.
about that guy Frank Miller? Like, what's of Frank Miller stuff from the comics, even from his
Yeah,
uh direct director, what do you call this? The directing gigs. Like for instance, Sin City, the first one, he's one directed it and also wrote the comics, right? So like
yeah.
you could tell like the visual, you could tell like from if you watch Sin City alone, like the first one, you could tell it's a great movie just from Jan, from
Oh
the
yeah.
get go. But if you watch Sin City 2, like, eesh.
Oh
Okay, me, I would
yeah,
prefer
yeah.
if
I
the
get.
Joker movie was a bit dark in a sense, like it was more like not really over the. It was more like if it was over the top, not like really grounded to reality in a sense.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah, because this one seems too grounded in reality for it to be a
To God,
Joker movie.
yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
some of his pranks are over the top, right? And the reality it's setting allows it to be so. But if it's gone into reality, some Joker pranks will be like, what is he doing? Like they don't really won't be really effective in a sense. Like they'll be more like Nanga, but like don't really strike fear in someone or even be more
yeah.
like just like I think I'm trying. Oh, wonderful. Oh,
Okay, yeah,
yeah, you get my point.
yeah. I get what you mean. I do get what you mean. It's a bit, some characters you can't really talk about. Like you can't really have a story about them that is so close to reality because even in reality we don't understand people who have got psychological problems
Yeah,
like we can't go oh yeah we understand we still ask a lot of questions and I feel like the Joker is one of those very special unique characters but anyway all that aside all criticism aside I really hope they pull it off because such characters are so tricky to write for they you really have to go in 100%.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
So
So like,
but,
yeah, that's true. Anyway, what's the next big movie apart from Jan?
the Joker.
Uh,
Oh, nowadays, like everyone is so stuck up in the superhero. Uh, they're all drunk on the superhero nostalgia. I I've even lost track for other great action movies that are going to be released this coming year.
How
I
about
heard that Braveheart 2 is coming out. I don't know if it's Braveheart 2, but something related to that. I saw a trailer on YouTube. I wasn't impressed. It looked low budget.
the Mel Gibson one?
It's not even Mel Gibson, some other characters, and it's like I don't know if it's a British film, I think, like done by the British guys.
But the low it's a B-list movie kind of thing.
Yeah, it looked like a B-list movie from the cinematography.
Even more flashy, more flashy. How about
Yeah,
that? Like any Marvel, you tell about Marvel movies, right? Like the next big Marvel movie will be 2021, right?
2021. Yeah, 2020. There's two movies coming out 2020.
Which
Then
one?
2021, three movies.
Which one's coming out in 2020?
Black Widow and which other one? The Eternals.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you excited?
I'm excited about the Eternals, but I'm not excited about Black Widow. I feel like it's one of those filler movies.
Oh, yeah.
Just for us to wait for the next big step in the story. Just here's a little something to get your mind off. Yeah, I feel like it's that kind of thing.
If
You know, like I've never really felt the need to, just like like we were talking about the Joker.
yeah,
Like I've never really felt the need to know their origin or
the thing for the
stuff
Black
like
Widow
that.
movie, it would have been worked great if it came out right after or right before Captain America Civil War. Oh no, no,
Yeah,
not Civil War, Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Like around that time, like it can work
Hmm.
around that time, but not this time around. Like it seems like it already gone past Black Widow. Right now, why bring it
Yeah.
in the timeline again? Like why confusing the
Yeah,
timeline?
true. I get it. Like she's already dead, duh. We
Yeah,
know her fate. So like what's the point of knowing where she's come from? Because we never had a problem. Like
there's no yeah.
Thanos is dead, right? We all know Thanos is dead. But I feel like the desire to know where he came from is more than knowing where Black Widow came
Yeah,
from as a
like
character
you
in
can
the
always shoot
story.
another movie from like the rise of Thanos compared
Yes.
to thing. Yeah, even in terms of like even if you go back to the Joker one, the Joker conversation. If you look at
Yeah.
Thanos, right,
Hmm.
the rise of Thanos is more like chronological. You can see like you can actually see like him progressing towards something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and there's logic behind that. As for the Joker, there's really not much logic behind that apart from distraction, and minus
True.
distraction in a sense. So you're kind of
True.
watching a Michael Bay movie in a sense, like.
Well, speaking of Michael Bay, Bad Boys 3 will come out. It will be coming out soon.
Yeah, we shall go and watch.
I really, I feel like I've seen it all.
What the map?
In terms of Bad Boys, those action comedy movies.
I'm going to watch it. You've never seen it, or I'm not going to watch it. It seems you're now jaded, okay? You've seen everything, so like
Yeah, I think
nothing.
that's where the problem is. It's the same way I felt about Hobbs and Shaw. Like, I was actually offered an opportunity to go see it, but I ended up seeing The Lion King again because I
Serious?
felt like there's really nothing. I felt like Hobbs and Shaw will not surprise me.
How did it end? Have you watched it yet?
No, I haven't. The opportunity I had, it's still showing in the cinemas, right?
I'm not even sure. I think you don't live closer to the cinema than me.
Oh, yeah. I think it's still showing. Uh, yeah, it's one of those. I feel like it's just one of those action movies.
No, no.
Like, it's just well written, just
The
picked
things
out
Marvel has
from.
spoiled you guys, because usually Marvel like there's usually like if something happens, there's usually going to be a ripple effect or something is going to be a foreshadowing going to happen. That's the thing.
Mhm.
Now for the Fast and Furious franchise, apart from maybe from a few foreshadowing scenes, there's nothing
Yeah.
really much like saying, I know this is going to go in this way, like Shan, like this guy did this for this reason, why that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Like the logic behind
Yeah, it's
kind of. Yeah.
yeah,
I
we have been
I
spoiled by
see.
Shan, by Mal. But the first thing of Marvel.
But not really, not even that. Like I don't know. So okay, for me, I cannot speak for everyone, but for me personally, I always go with a more like a gut feeling. Like
So, so okay. So what does the gut tell you now? Which movie are you dying to see?
um, at the moment, there's no movie I'm dying to see. I have to look at I have to see a huge list of the upcoming movies. Maybe if I feel like, I heard there's a new Spawn movie coming out.
No, Jimmy Fox starring in.
Yeah, so maybe that one. I'm curious. I might, but I don't think it will. Okay, let me not judge before the movie has. I think we've watched so many. Marvel movies have spoiled us in recent years,
Uh,
such that we're expecting a great movie almost all the time we go to the cinemas.
yeah,
I think that's where the problem is.
that easy to do.
Mm,
There's
I
one
think
thing.
that's where the problem is.
What other topic do you want to talk about? You said like what's other thing? What's the next thing? Next on the
Yeah.
agenda?
Before we go to
Yeah.
what's the, do you, in all honesty, do you think DC will get to the level where Marvel is at in terms of uh, quality of movies?
In what aspect? Like the like the storyline, or
No,
just like the overall experience of going to watch a Marvel movie.
yes, like yeah,
No. The reason why like it was more like the face of its kindness is like it more captured the time in a sense. Like it's more like a feeling. And now I understand why people watch Star Wars movies, like the old guys, like people who, like they always dress up in cosplay, go watch the Star Wars movie. Like they trying to capture that feeling of watching the first Star Wars
oh
movie. Even for
yeah,
me, like the first time I watched the Avengers, it was a big event. It was like
yeah.
this is something special. Now
Mm.
for a DC movie, full like just trying to replicate that feeling around the same atmosphere that happened during that time. Like it was kind of a the global, more like a worldwide craze going on. Like no, this face.
Mm.
So even if they might do it in terms of the quality of the movie and story, but in terms of the, the reach or just like the impact of the movie outside the normal viewing people, like the people go and watch the movie for the movie. No, it,
No, it can be true.
unless maybe they do something really, really crazy, like something that happens. They cast Michael B. Jordan as Superman.
Oh, okay, but on that part, I don't really. What happened to Henry Cavill? He was fired, rehired, fired. What's happening with this? Have they gone back to their senses?
Nah, isn't he doing The Witcher?
He's
Then,
doing The Witcher.
sorry?
He's doing The Witcher.
Yeah, then the trailer, I think the trailer is out on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah, plus I think he wanted more money. If I'm not mistaken, he wanted more money. Like,
now who's going to be casting the next Superman?
I'm not sure. But check about the next Batman.
Yeah, yeah. That who's that guy? Robert Patterson. Is it Robert Patterson?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, he does look the part. And from his recent like two movies, I've seen two of them where his acting like went up a notch. He's really he really played the roles really well. So I think the acting part he has it covered. I think Batman is one of those characters whereby they can easily be swapped, but the actor who plays that can be swapped easily, and people because I think we've seen more Batman and Superman as well. But then
Mm, yeah,
some
but you just know the fanboys, KD.
yeah, yeah, the fun.
And they be burning down crosses and signs
Yeah,
on the internet streets.
true, true.
This is outrageous. This is not my Batman. How is that for that hashtag? Like,
I'm not my Batman.
yeah.
I know my Batman. Yeah, true. It's very. I'm sure even it's like What's that? The Joker, right?
Mm.
We've had Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson, Jared Leto,
Yeah.
and Joaquin. This
Joaquin Phoenix.
yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. So it's you will all know that. Okay, yes, Jack Nicholson played the Joker part really, really well.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like he was perfect. And that's just the version of the Joker we had. It was the crazy one, the clown, toy guns, blah blah blah. Like you really don't know when he's serious, when he's playing.
Mm.
He played it well. He was excellent. Uh, then of course Heath Ledger. I think for many people he stands out as the best Joker. Jared Leto, in as much as he's a great actor, excellent actor, but I feel like
That was a
uh,
bad movie. Congratulations.
yeah, it was just a bad movie he was casted in. The version of the Joker was not really what people expected.
Even
Yeah.
even the vision of the movie itself.
Yes, even the version of it. But they're still going through with Suicide Squad 2 anyway. And I think they've already started production.
Yeah, so Will Smith was like, I'm out. He was
What-
like, I'm gonna head out. I'm going to Miami and shoot Batman.
Oh, he quit.
He's not retaining for the time for Deadshot. I think they're going to cast another guy. There's even some I think there was some rendering going around of some Photoshop photos of thing. Idris Elba.
Oh,
But I think it's going to obviously be cast in another character, but not necessarily Deadshot.
not necessarily Deadshot.
They're
Okay.
like, we lost a black guy. Quick, we need
That's
another black
fine.
guy.
That's fine, that's
We only need one people. You know these things that the quota is only for one black person at a time.
If it's not the Wayne brothers, then it's Idris Elba or Will Smith.
Uh,
Anyway, yeah, we'll see. I really hope they've done their homework because Marvel, I don't think Marvel will stop now. But anyway, we just have to, as a DC fan, I'm tired of going to line up for Marvel movies. Anyway,
no,
we'll
at
see
some
about that.
time. And
Sorry?
what? I was saying that this fan instead of lining up for more Shine Marvel movies. Before you even Shine, before you even go, is
Yeah.
Batman a crime fighter or a superhero?
Mm. Batman is just a vigilante, in my opinion. He's just a crime fighter.
Go. Has crime gone down in his city ever since he started the job or not?
Like I was just thinking the other time, right? We had a similar discussion, but it was based on Superman. We had a similar discussion
Yeah.
on like these same superheroes in the cities they live in.
Yeah.
What job do they do, right? Like, has crime rate really gone down or gone up? In the DC world, it's very rare that we see records. I've seen that in like Spider-Man, in a Spider-Man movie where they were like crime has gone up, blah 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 blah. So like, no, I feel like those Marvel knows how to make the characters relatable.
Uh,
Like they are more like grounded, more like reality. They are close to reality.
yeah, for Marvel, like in Captain America, you don't see him trying to stop a child, let's say fighting
And
crime.
Robert,
He's a superhero,
yeah,
so I'm sure he's going to fight large scale
yeah.
attacks.
But
That's been
Spider-Man,
established, yes.
yeah.
But for Batman, him is a day-to-day crime fighting.
Mhm.
A
Also,
businessman, a businessman in the office, at the freak in the streets.
yeah. On that part, I think that's a very, very, very good question. So that how I wish we had this conversation a few days ago with that guy. You would have been you because you had given the perfect answers.
Who was arguing with you?
A certain friend of mine, I posted a pic a few days ago when I was on set, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so we were talking about the superhero thing and how they've. So he asked, like, Superman, has crime really gone down when he's been
yes.
in it?
That's from an eye test. Metropolis looks better day and night. If you have to compare like even if you have, let's say you get cutscenes from every Batman or Superman movie, right? Day and night, right? And see the city from even cartoons day and night, like you could see like the city safer. Then you take some, you even do the same thing for Batman. You take every movie they've shown Metropolis, right? Day and night, even cartoon day and night. You see the place looks like Chan, like a war zone.
No. Yeah, so we all know who does a better job. Batman, hang that cape. Go to therapy, forget about. So anyway, that's the thing. Like, yeah. So like, as I was saying, like, we were talking about this same superhero thing with a friend of mine a few days ago. So, considering Superman, right? Obviously, the rate of crime in his city is way lower than Batman.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's also done in that way as just a plot device, like just to create some. Superman is always facing supernatural, extraordinary beings, usually, not ordinary problems.
And saving a bank robber at on his way
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, on his way there, he has to stop a bank robbery. And who is foolish enough to go rob a bank in Superman City? And that's the thing. Like he's just DC. I feel like some DC characters are just so powerful. The writers like are not creative enough to give them real problems.
Like,
then we started talking about
the CW's Flash.
Which one? The Flash, the series.
Yeah, the one on CW. The one which comes the normal thing, like where like every season is fighting against like the same opponent at the same time.
Oh yeah, like he's always facing the same challenges.
It's like watching an episode of Star Trek.
Yeah. Because in season 1, who was the main villain? It's Speedster, right?
Yeah, the Reverse Flash.
Yes. Season 2, it was the Reverse Flash in another body.
Yeah.
Then season 3, it was himself as Savat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then season 4, I've forgotten. We was at Dr. Duval. Professor Duval.
That's the one I stopped watching after season 3.
Oh. On season 5, it's more like his daughter was actually sent by somebody from the future, blah, blah, blah. So in short, she's more like the anti-hero. So it's another speedster. So you get it. It's like it's the same stuff. You keep running around in circles. So yeah. Like for Superman, right? So we started talking, like, okay, how would you make him more believable? Would you make him more relatable? Then I was like, okay, in as much as Superman, yes, he's a powerful being, right? But give him, obviously, we all know that if you attack his family, you attack him personally, internally. Yeah. So that's what every other filmmaker will think of. In short, it's either Lois Lane or the mom, because those are the only relatives he has. That he doesn't even have cousins and other stuff. So, and other relatives he has.
He has Kryptonians.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The other relatives if not stronger than him, but you get it. Like it's just so he's just so you can't hurt Superman. So like, why can't you give him a problem whereby, let's say for instance, right? He knows that give him if he's not safe, he has to work in order to provide for his mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he has to work in order to provide for his mother. And if he's not at work, he'll get fired. But he also has to save people.
Technically, no. Or technically, yes.
Yes, okay. The mom lives on a farm.
He can go to the lab and try and whip up something.
Sorry?
I'm saying that lab he has. What's that?
Oh, what's that place? The Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some adaptations, it's a big laboratory where like even like a dead star or something like a mini star.
Okay, I remember I've seen a few animations whereby he had like more like forests,
Yeah.
plants from other planets and stuff like that.
How you
So he
know
was more like self-reliant. Yeah. So he would just stay indoors or go. Okay. So in a world whereby he's got no access to that. Give him more like I now finally understood why Marvel humanized their heroes because they were just so difficult to harm by other humans. In short,
Mhm.
anyway, like he if he's give him a problem such as this,
And why does everyone have kryptonite?
yeah, and it's the most rare thing on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so on his way, like he has to commit a crime. He has to go stop a crime. Then his boss is demanding for more. So in short, it's either he gets fired or thing he goes save. So
Uh-huh.
obviously, knowing Superman, he'll go save somebody, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Imagination.
Then if he's got a tough boss, the tough boss will fire him.
But there's no consequences, guy. That's the thing, guy.
And the thing, look, he has to
And
provide
newspapers are
for.
shy, guy. Newspapers are. You can always go to the farm and wait.
That's what the problem is. Like he has the farm, but there was a time when the man there.
Yeah,
So where does he
things
go?
goes.
Yeah, give him a challenge that we've never seen him in a situation. Him looking for a job, right? Yes. Uh,
You
as
must,
Clark.
you must be a strong man, guy. You must be
Yes, but that's at least that's something different. That's something we've never seen. But it will bring that question like, if he's a strong man, for how long will he suppress the Superman part? Because what mask does he wear? Is it the Superman mask or the Clark Kent mask?
uh,
He's
but
more like in between, right?
even that thing, like when, like, remember in Smallville when, like, when Clark joined the football team, like,
Yeah.
like he was a superstar because of his athletic abilities, right? Like, he was
Yes.
holding back, like, then the Zagat dilemma, like, how you managed to play, like, you go pro, you never get injured, that kind of thing, like, people will be
Hmm.
bouncing off you. But
So why don't you give? Because as human beings, if such an opportunity came, okay, he became okay. Let's say not a strong man, but a football player,
yeah,
and he's making good money. He's enjoying that life. Why can't you give? Why can't we give Superman such kind of a challenge? Now it has to deal with his personal thing. Do I choose to? In as much, okay, yes, like okay, he starts enjoying his new life as a football star. Now they're in the finals. Then crime starts happening somewhere. What is he going to do?
or like the Justice League chance.
Yeah. So I think on that, giving him such kind of a new avenue, because we've seen criminals, aliens trying to destroy Superman. We've
Because
been
I'm
seeing
sure
that.
for the why I'm sure maybe the reason why the writers of the Superman
Yeah.
gave him the role of the child of a reporter, because during that time a reporter is usually out in the field, like,
Out in the field.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
they explain his absence, but nowadays a reporter, like, you can still be the reporter, but it's not the same time, like,
Yeah. Like back in the day,
yeah,
because like I think most of the time, where people have got access to cell phones, so they send the news will come their way. They will usually sit on their desk
yeah.
on the
People now get
internet.
access through those news, so like those let's say like more like a streaming service or its own digital content channel, that kind of thing. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
the normal beat writer reporter is kind of like dying out. Unless
Yeah.
the newspaper industry is dying out. Unless maybe he opens a blog.
Yeah. Like the what behind Superman's thing. Like yeah. So I feel like if we had to give him a new challenge to, because we've seen him fighting against other superheroes, we've seen him fighting against criminals and almost losing to humans. So that's
That makes things like I
yeah.
swear, like, he's getting punched like shit, like he's bleeding by a normal human being, because that's because the presence of kryptonite behind somewhere, like come on.
That's the mistake they made. I think he was just way too powerful. And you know that the first draft, like the original concept, there's that dude. Is it Simon? Some villain in the DC world. He's bold and he's got telepathic powers. Yeah, like that was like the original Superman. Like that, the concept of a superhero that the guy who created Superman had was that guy.
Oh.
Then as time went on, he created another guy who is invincible, stronger than 3 locomotives. Is that a plane? Is that a bird? No, it's Superman. That kind of crap. Uh-huh. So that was the original idea. So he would have been much more invincible than this if he had telepathic powers. So I feel like he's very difficult. That's why I always stand, even to this day, I think my favorite story concerning Superman was that one in that game, Injustice.
Oh.
Because that one, like, really, not only was the wife killed, but he had a hand in it. Like when the Joker poisoned him, and Superman started seeing Lois Lane as dark. Who's the guy?
That's it.
No, that other Hawk-like guy.
Doomsday.
Yeah, he started seeing Lois Lane as Doomsday. Then he just started punching away, till Lois Lane died. Then she was actually carrying his child. So that's when he went berserk. So that such kind of conflict, I think great conflict is what makes a great story.
Oh, you're not see him as a bad guy.
Yeah. So true, and I feel like Superman as a bad guy would be much more. People would pay attention to a bad guy than a good guy who's. Okay, apparently for the criminals, Superman is not really a bad guy, that much of a challenge.
I liked him in thing, even that when they did the New 52 one, when they did like the Flash Rebirth.
Oh yeah.
When they did that thing where like for the gold box, when they kind of rebooted it, that animated series. You remember?
Yeah.
I think I watched it from a place, right? Where it was like the
Yeah,
Batman
we
fighting
watched.
against he was cocky but too much and like humble at the same time. Like he knew like he could destroy Batman, not
Yeah.
like he's holding back.
What can you do? What's your superpower? Yeah, true. I also feel like
If that was a scene that was in that movie, like Batman vs Superman, and that one was Shan, that one made sense.
yeah, yes, true. That one felt much more real.
Yeah. Even you like okay, I've lost. Then he calls out his name because if he had called like Clark, you'll be oh no, he knows me, but he knows my identity. The fight would have stopped.
Yeah.
You know that fight was pointless. Come over, Zona.
Speaking of DC heroes, any word of thing? Green Lantern movie.
Oh, no idea. We just see the trailer because nowadays the time these guys who are fan those fanboys like they create machine Photoshop things.
Oh,
Some are getting really convincing.
yeah. They actually get clips from different movies and they do their
I
stuff.
hate those ones. Feel like
The fan made.
yeah. If maybe this is 01, you're on YouTube, then you pop out, you come across something like that, like trailer for hand, the Batman crossover. Like, yeah. Then
I hate those as well.
if you are lucky, they take some clips of things that you haven't seen before. Then they give you a light at the end, like they got me.
Yeah. You've seen Shazam, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. You should see it. It's not bad. It's not the best movie. But I feel like its target were kids. It feels like a childish movie. Yeah, but it's not terrible. It's alright. I can give it a 6. Sorry?
Was Black Adam in the movie like even like
No, nothing.
the other way?
There was just some other guy, some other villain. For a kids movie, it's an alright. It's perfect actually. For a kids movie, it's perfect. But for adults, no. Yeah, I feel like they needed to do a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, you see it anyway.
It's about time we close your wrap.
It's time. Okay, study. Check you out.
Da, 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 da.